here's what is different, okay? Every single company out there claims they have this awesome compensation plan where they're going to pay you to go out there and recruit other people and sell them on a dream. And then you tell them to do the same thing and ad infinitum until eventually it collapses. Okay, that's basically how it goes. And that's not what we're going to do. Okay, so we don't believe that this actually is a duplicable thing at all. Okay, that's why we came up with a new idea on how we're going to boost the payout. We already have pretty much the highest compensation in terms of to affiliates. So there's an idea that we came up with, and that's related exactly with what we call the progress tracker. Okay, so here's how that goes. If you can see my screen, you will notice on the right side here, there's all these activities. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to help the average person who first joins. We're trying to actually give them these tasks to do. So when they first become a pro user, they join pro, we give them the tasks to do, to give them kind of a guideline, to give them some sort of a homework so they can follow along. They do the tasks, and as they do the tasks, they eventually get to the point of success, okay? Because you can't follow all of these and not be successful, okay? And we have the numbers to back that up. And here's what we did in there. We said, we can't just keep paying people to recruit others. We also want to pay people when they're helping others. Okay, there's a big difference between that, because there's a lot of people who spend a lot of time helping their downlines or helping other people who are not even in their downlines just because that's their mindset. Okay, so here's what we decided to do. When somebody starts their pro tasks and they actually become successful, okay, they get to the point where they've made their first sale on eBay, or they've just been really happy with everything they've seen so far, we actually give them not just a chance, we actually basically force them to tell us who is the member who has helped you the most to achieve this at this point. And they can put somebody in there like that. You can just put the username of the person who has helped you most to get to that point, to make that first sale. Now, this person doesn't have to be an affiliate. It doesn't have to be your sponsor. It can be somebody else who has been helping you in a Facebook group, somebody else you connected who's in DS Domination helping you, whatever it is. As long as you have the username for DS Domination, just put that in here, and there you go. Now, what we're going to do is we actually have allocated tens of thousands of dollars towards this, and every single month, we're going to take all of these people, everybody who got voted, and they're going to get those tens of thousands of dollars are going to be allocated to all of those users who have helped the others. We call it the helping hand bonus, regardless of their affiliates or not. And you're all going to receive that just because you've been extremely helpful to others. Doesn't matter if you recruited them or not. So what this will let us do is, in addition to actually paying out the highest amount possible to affiliates, we are actually also going to be helping out and paying out to people who are the most helpful to others, regardless of how many people they've recruited. Okay. Now, there are two very important conditions on here. First, you cannot put Roger's name over there. Okay. And you couldn't because he doesn't have a username. And second, you can't put Kevin's names. That leaves you with one option. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But you can't put basically any of the owners' names in there. You can't put any of our names in there. And the other thing is, we want you just to be careful. This is not something you can just put 1,000 people in there or something. Don't just put random people's name there. Actually think about who has actually taken the time to step out and help you guys, and go from there. So this will do two things though. Okay, the reason typically affiliates go out and recruit others is because there's a monetary benefit, and the only reason many people train other affiliates, the only reason why this guy goes and gets this guy and then he will help this guy recruit others, is because he also gets paid on these people, right? So there's an incentive, there's a monetary incentive for this person here, A, to recruit B and then help B recruit C. The problem with this is that we are basically kind of perpetuating the exact the problem that we just talked about, right? The endless recruiting that eventually causes companies to collapse. In our case, B doesn't need to recruit to make money, right? So B doesn't need to recruit C to make money, because B can just ignore all of this, and B can simply do DSD as a product, use the pro training or elite training and make money with that. And therefore, A doesn't need to train B to just go out and recruit others. But this does mean that now A receives a new monetary incentive just to help B follow the training. So if B will just follow the process of DSD and just take the time to do it, and A takes the time to help out B, then A actually gets another monetary incentive as well. So what we're trying to do is like you would study if you study macroeconomics. We're trying to give the proper incentives for the right behavior. Our aim is we want to create a culture about helping each other, about helping others, and we are going to basically incentivize that monetarily. And we are going to be setting aside money for this. We've already dedicated tens of thousands of dollars, like I said, towards this. We are already setting this aside to help out, okay, to make sure that people are able to help others. We're going to call it the helping hand bonus. And there's one more incentive to this, which is we are a very fast growing company. We are always looking for more people to help us in the customer support desk as well, specifically to make sure that Roger isn't in there all the time, getting cranky at people. And so we need to get Roger out of there. And to do that, what we're going to do is the people who show up in our leaderboard for the highest votes in the helping hand bonus, we're actually going to interview them, and we're going to actually offer you guys a very nicely paying job at the DSD support desk as well, a paid position, which would be obviously in addition to all the income you generate from DSD doing the drop shipping or doing your affiliate marketing, all of that stuff. So this whole concept is tied in with two things. One is the progress tracker, which now tracks the progress of different users. We kind of make sure that they're following the process, that they're not getting lost, they're not wondering which video to watch next. And this also makes sure that all of you guys get paid. This will get started starting April. So the 1st of April onwards, you will all have checklists. You'll have checklists much before that, but you will all actually start getting voted for. We'll actually have a leaderboard put out there showing the top people in the helping hand bonus and so on as well. Okay, so all of you will see this checklist actually in sometime tonight or at the latest tomorrow, depending on how things go for me today. But and starting April, we will start paying this out every month in addition to everything else. And of course, when we do our event, the event in Vegas, which Roger talked about before in our webinar on Thursday, which you can find about if you go to dsdevent.com. On this event, we'll be actually honoring the people who get the highest number of votes and so on as well, bring them on stage, talking about just what a wonderful thing it is and how this is the culture we're trying to create. Okay, so this is the new big update related to the progress tracker and the helping hand bonus and how we are giving you guys a nice little pay boost. And you don't have to be an affiliate for this, but I highly suggest that you are. Simply because you'll be able to help your downlines a lot better. You'll be able to help other people a lot better when you know about the affiliate side of things as well. Okay. Now, there's a very crucial thing here that you have to understand. You don't necessarily get an advantage just because you have a bigger downline, but you do get an advantage if you have a big downline and you are also taking care of them. Okay. There are people out there who just know how to drive a lot of traffic. And this doesn't mean that it's going to just be giving them a lot of votes. That's why I suggested when you think about who to vote for, really think about who you're voting for. Okay, don't just vote for the person who sponsored you, vote for the person who helped you the most, because the person who sponsored you is already getting a pretty nice incentive for you being in here. Now, of course, if the person who sponsored you is also helping you tremendously, then absolutely put their name in here and make sure that they get the additional incentive as well. Now, I know there are some people in here who are doing both. They have huge teams and they work very hard to make those teams. They give their downline a lot of help and so on. But even within their large teams, it's not one person doing everything for everyone. It's one person who trains and helps, 5 or 6 people who help and train other people and so on. So I really think organically this will play out and we won't just see one person with 1,000 votes other than me, because I'm going to hack into the system and make myself the top guy. But other than me, nobody else is going to have all of these things up there. How many times can you vote? Very straightforward question. You can only vote once when you first complete this task, which is when you first make your sale on eBay with Pro. You will also be able to vote in Elite. You will also be able to vote in the affiliate side of things. So you will have different opportunities to vote, and this will help out the people who you think are helping you, regardless of where they are in the company or where their genealogy fits and so on and so forth. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully you guys can see why this is very unique. No other company has ever done this. There's a bottom line for why other companies never do this. No other company has a product where the people can use the product to make an income. So they have to incentivize recruiting only. In our case, we know that you can recruit and you can make money, but we also know that vast majority of our users are making tremendous amounts of income just drop shipping. So we want to make sure that you also incentivize just using the product organically. So since Roger has turned on his mic 4 times now trying to say something, I'm going to step back so he can say something.
Love it. I'm listening to you talk about this, and before I go into what jumps out at me is somebody votes in April because they've completed this task. Is there any way to reset it so they can vote month to month?
Yes and no. Here's the way that I currently have it going. We have a monthly leaderboard and we have an all-time leaderboard, just like our affiliate leaderboard. So we actually have people who are honored every month, and there are people who are going to be honored, across the board because they have the highest number of cumulative votes. But there are going to be other people who will get the chance every month.
Yep.
If we do this reset every month, then the same people will keep winning every single month. So I want to keep it separate. We give new people the opportunity to help out and do well, while at the same time, the people who have been helping people for a long time get, shown in the cumulative board and so on.
Okay, good. I agree with that. So I don't have to go in and reprogram everything. Then we'll go.
As you guys can see, we do not typically discuss all the stuff before we jump on a webinar.
Well, you go ahead and reprogram everything. What jumps out at me is you take the company has tens of thousands of dollars to put out there, and just think of any other company you've ever seen. What do you see? The person that recruits the most gets 10 grand. The person that does this gets 10 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, because as Hitesh said, the product users get no value out of it. So what a great opportunity to help someone, just perfect for the community, help someone, and not only get a chunk of that money, but get knowledge as you're helping someone. Get one of those spots on our help desk where you get trained even more. So now you're getting a nice yearly salary, and I'll tell you, it's a nice yearly salary. They're getting paid, but I get paid, right? And you also get more training on eBay as you get to see the answers and responses and trained by me and answers like that. So now you got an incredibly healthy eBay account that's supercharged. You're in a Skype room with me for training. On top of that, you're getting a nice salary, and on top of that, you've won money in helping people and everything else, and of course the good karma that comes along with that. So, love it. And kind of ironic that we've been battling this maxed out webinar, and now Kevin can't get on because he's locked out.
Well, yeah, we maxed out about 15 minutes before we started, so that is unfortunate, but funny, and we'll have a nice laugh about it after this. So there's that. There are other updates and all sorts of fun stuff. For one, we want to make sure that you guys are aware that we have the event coming up in Vegas, and you will actually be able to see Roger there. You can witness him consume donuts like no other in all his glory. So you will want to do that. You will definitely want to try and attend that. And Roger can talk about that a little bit more. If you want all the details and stuff, just go to dsdevent.com and you can get all the stuff on there. But that aside, there's another update as well, which is also something that's been cooking for a while. And because of the personal situation that I've been in, we have been a little delayed on it. But we had discussed how we were going to provide an opportunity for people within DS Domination to be able to actually use DSD itself as a dropshipping platform. Basically, we're going to provide some special deals to people. So if you're dropshipping, you'll be able to use products directly within DSD and directly from certain suppliers, and you'll be able to get really, really good prices on all that stuff, and trying to keep, you don't even have to worry about let's go to Amazon and order and keep an eye on the price. It's all going to be within DS Domination. Okay, so essentially that is also coming out soon, and I'm saying soon because I don't want to go into all the details and show it all and distract you all from it, but it's been something I've been working in the background on. This was the nice surprise, Roger, since I said that I will have a surprise. But that's, we're going to do another webinar. We're going to walk you through it. We're going to show you how it's done. I want to give you guys a heads up that we are going to provide restricted access to it at the same pricing and everything that we had discussed in the past. but we're going to give restricted access to it. We're going to limit the number of people who can access it, because if we give access to all the 22,000 people that are active in DSD right now, then everybody will start using the same products and so on. We don't want that. So we're actually going to restrict the usage to a fixed number of users. So it's kind of going to be on a first come, first serve basis. We'll let you know about all those details. We'll walk you through all of that stuff in a future webinar that we will announce with the email again. So you can all see how that works, and you'll see exactly how beneficial that will be for you as well. So that's the other little surprise that we are done with, basically.
And that'll keep growing product-wise, right? So we'll be
we're going
more and more people will be able to join. Yeah.
Right, and that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Exactly. One of the reasons it took me a while to do that is, at first I was going to use a shopping cart system, and we were going to use that to manage the sales. But most shopping cart systems out there, like Magento or OS Cart and so on, any of you techie guys know about this. They're really not built for a drop shipping user. They're really built for a store. It's a storefront. So I basically have a completely customized system built that actually is built for a drop shipper only. So when you go in there, you're going to see all the details right off the bat. So you don't have to, we're not going to present it to you like a consumer, because we know you're not interested like a consumer. You're just going to look at the products. Once you actually sell the products, it's going to literally say, okay, what's your customer's information? Put your customer's information here. What kind of shipping did you offer them? Put the shipping information here, and you're good to go. So it's going to be very different. It's going to be pre-filled with some things as well. So that's basically, it's designed just for drop shipping, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's part of the reason it took a while, because in addition to all the personal stuff that's been going on, I had to kind of code it out from scratch. So, but I'm glad that it's done. So other than that, I just want to address one really important thing, since I haven't been on webinars for a while, and I always address this, which is please do not ignore the drop shipping side. There is a lot to be excited about with our company. There's a lot of fun stuff that we do, stuff like we're discussing right now. But don't ignore the fact that the most basic things that are in here in DS Domination Pro, and the software that's in there, the training that's in there in Elite and so on, that's very, very profitable. So don't ignore that constantly jumping to the next thing, even within DS Domination. Even though that kind of makes us more money, we actually want to make sure that you guys are doing the stuff as well. So for example, if you're coming on, you're like, oh, I really want to go to the event. I don't know if I have the money for it, or I really want to, start doing this on a bigger scale. I don't know if I have the money for it. Stop for a minute and just go back, revise all the videos within Pro, within Elite, if you have Elite, and go through all of that process. Make sure that you're actually doing the process consistently over and over. And once we have this progress tracker for you, make sure you're following the progress tracker over and over to make sure that you guys are actually doing what works. Okay, one of the hardest things is jumping between things, and then you just forget about the things that were actually making you money. So I want to make sure that everybody was doing that. You were focused on that. Don't just keep looking for the next thing coming out in the company. I know a lot of companies run on new products being launched, but you guys have to do this stuff. The other quick updates, if I may, quick before Roger, you can take over. The progress tracker will start tonight, okay? But the voting will count starting the 1st of April, since it'll be for the month of April. Here are a few important things. One, the price tracker. A lot of you might have noticed, or some of you at least noticed, that in some cases the pricing on the price tracker for Amazon sometimes lags a little bit. And the reason it's lagging is we literally went from tracking about 15,000 products to currently we're tracking 278,000 products. And what happens is when you grow so fast, there are limits on how many API calls we can make to Amazon. I've already fixed that. It's already been taken care of. But I just have to keep adding new API calls, basically API keys and stuff in there, so we can work with Amazon. You don't have to understand what API calls means. It's just something that we need to do to make sure that Amazon likes us and keeps working with us on this. So we are well aware of it. It's already been sorted. It's already been dealt with. But we have to keep doing it on an ongoing basis. And now we have pretty good eye on it. I expect we'll probably cross 500,000 products being tracked in the next 30 days. So just understand that the scale of what we are doing here is so massive, you might not realize it at first. It might seem like, oh, you're just tracking 5 products. Why is that so hard? Well, that's because there's a lot of users tracking a lot of products. So that's why you had those little lags occasionally for some products, but we are on it. It's already been dealt with, and you should see that rectify itself very quickly. So that was the Amazon price tracker thing. Are there any other questions or any other things that I need to address before Roger takes over? Will the Vegas conference be recorded? We are discussing a live stream option right now, which Roger will address in more details. And we can go from there. So Roger, do you want to jump on and steal my thunder and just take over?
Yepper pepper, that's what we'll do. You know.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Sorry, you know I was going to do that. You knew I was going to do that. Okay, so couple of very important things. One, regarding the, there was an issue that had come up earlier, which was about how do we find people's usernames? Well, if it's somebody who's really helping you, I'm sure you're in enough contact that you can ask them what their username is. Typically, you can just look at their affiliate link and you can find the username from there as well. But you will be able to get the username from them typically without any issues. They're not going to be offended if you say, hey, I really want to thank you. What's your username? So that would be good.
No.
Okay, you can take over now, Roger.
Thank goodness. I haven't been on the other side of being
one
able
more
to listen.
thing.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
wanted
Okay, go ahead.
I'm kidding. Just go ahead.
I know. I haven't been on the other side of being able to listen on a webinar in quite some time, and it's good to hear and formulate my own thoughts on our company as we're doing it instead of listening to my stupid voice, which I'm sure people are getting sick of at this point. But when I'm listening, I don't think I've ever heard a company, unless it was some sort of massive disaster, like nobody got paid in 3 months or something, come out and say, hey, we're having problems with this, and let the entire company know. That's, stupid or smart. That's just how we are. And the other thing that I would take away from this is if anybody, you're going, I don't want to go too deep down this path because I can get fired up about this topic, but I'll try and tread gently. I don't want to be the person that comes out and says, you got to go to events, walk there, give up a limb, stuff like that. I don't want to be that person at all. But I will say I know from the past and being in other companies, excuses will be made. And I'm not going to let you get away with one of them. And the one I won't let you get away with, and I'll call you out on, is it's just all hype. Because what we just talked about on this call 60 days before the event, this would have been another company's event, okay? So if we're bringing this out, we didn't talk about this in a long time. This didn't have to be rolled out right now, okay? So the fact that we're bringing something like this out 60 days before the event, what do you think is going to be at the event? Hype or content? So really excited about that. As far as live streaming, in discussion, I've seen minor companies to major companies it not work, it go down and things like that. I'll have to go back and forth with Hitesh and be confident that it's going to run smooth before we all agree to do that. So unknown on that, and we will get the word up. But the great news is whoever asks that question, if possible, unless they have a major event going on, has 60 days to make a few dollars on eBay to get there. But with that, Hitesh, back to you, my friend.
Alrighty. Well, I'm pretty sure that we're going to try and work out the live stream. We have time, so we'll work it out. There's one more excuse that I don't want anybody to get away with, and here's the way I'm going to put it, though. If you think you don't have enough money for the event, okay, just hear me out before you think that I'm about to pull a certain person on you that I can't name because of compliance issues, I guess. Which I really want to say it. But there are certain people out there who would tell you that you need to buy tickets and buy 3 or 4 of them for other people. I'm not going that route. What I'm saying is, if you just recognize that, oh no, I don't have enough money for this event, then I'm assuming you also don't have money for a lot of other things in your life that you need to do or want to do, okay? I would take that as motivation to actually go back in here and actually go through all the training videos and start doing this really aggressively, because I know people who have gone and they've hit $1,000 to $2,000 in their very first month just doing dropshipping, not recruiting anyone, just doing dropshipping. So I really, really suggest that if you guys are, something is, you're looking at the prices and going, oh no, this is too expensive, take that as motivation to go out there and really focus on following this process. And after that, it's up to you. You need to decide if you want to use that money for the tickets or not, but at least take that as motivation to try and make enough money to get it. Okay? So do that. I'm not going to go all hippie on you or be a person in a van on you or anything like that. Try and get
I love how you're all in on this, Hitesh, and would it'd be nice if everybody showed up for something like this.
Yeah. Your life isn't going to change just because you came to the event. Okay? It's just not. I just kind of broke the company line just now. Quite honestly, your life isn't going to change because you attend something. Okay? Your life changes because you make a decision to change. Right?
Yeah.
Now, maybe the event will be the catalyst for it. Maybe it won't be. But it really is up to you. And all I'm saying is, you can make that decision. Your life could change in the next 5 minutes. If you're somebody who says, you know what, these guys are real, this product is real, this really works, let me stop and really focus on this and start working on all of this. It could change right then. You don't necessarily have to attend an event. Now, the only reason I would go to an event is because I'm going to catch Roger there eating donuts. And I want to see what he does if you inject some Tabasco sauce inside the donut and just want to see his reaction. But that's why I would do it.
Oh, spicy stuff from the Indian. Here we go. Go ahead. Sorry.
There will be donut shenanigans at the event.
Kevin.
All right.
Roger.
Yes.
Double feature.
So
we're all on here, and you cut off
Kevin.
Hitesh. Do you hear that background noise? Okay, go ahead.
Yep. DSD event.
Before you
For
get
those
started,
of you who
though,
are wondering about the event, it's dsdevent.com, because I see questions asking about the event. Okay, so just go to dsdevent.com, and now be entertained. Be honored to be in the presence of the magnificent Kevin Hokuana.
Whoa, now I'm excited. I was listening to this and keeping quiet. Got to hear Hitesh talk and do his thing, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited to have Hitesh on this call, and I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody there. I mean, it's going to be amazing. I know we try not to hype things up, but come on. Like Roger just said, looking at the affiliate stuff that we give away whenever we do our webinars, for those of you who aren't here who are affiliates, you know what I'm talking about. Looking at the pro and the elite training that Roger does week in and week out, just the value that he gives, and then the software that Hitesh is launching in a non-launch time just because we're trying to be better. We always strive to do things better to help you guys. Imagine what's coming at the event. That's all I'm saying. It'll be amazing. So we'll all be in one spot. It'll be an amazing gig. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the highlight of my year, and I even quit the Air Force to be there. So, yeah, let's do that.
12 days. In 12 days.
Well, you say that again? I don't think everybody knows. I didn't release that in the last call. I thought we were waiting on it.
Well, I guess this is the first time I've said it in public, so let me say it one more time. There's been a lot of discussion in the Hokuana family as to where our future is going to be and what we're going to do. And while I love serving the military and love doing everything I do in the military, stationed overseas, going to all these cool places and defending my country, that's all great. And that has been a big driving force in my life. And that's why I sought out online things, so that I could make the money and still do that. But I came to the realization that there are more people here that I can help and directly affect with DS domination. And so after long talks, Roger was actually, he wasn't there when I got the message, but made a little video for him. And it's just been such a big part of my life, and I'm closing that chapter so I can open up this chapter, and I can focus more to help with what we're doing here with DS, because you guys just saw what Roger and Hitesh just put on for you and just talked about. It's changing lives. It's changing lives, and this is where I want to be, what I want to be a part of. So that's where we're at, guys. I got how many days, Roger?
12.
12 days, guys. We're done.
An awesome flyby.
Yeah. Excited. So I'm looking forward to see you guys in there at the event. I think it's going to be amazing. Amazing. So,
Yeah.
loving it. The whole Hokawana family is insanely excited. We're all coming. I think I'm going to fly my mom in. It's going to be Vegas. Why not? And we're going to put on just a massive event. So, yeah. Who's coming? Actually, let me ask that question. Who's coming here to this event? Who's got your tickets? Who's going? Yeah. Look at this chat, guys. You see this going nuts?
Yep.
But we just started selling them yesterday. How did this happen?
Oh yeah, let me address that really quick too, because we did sell out through a very significant portion of our tickets very quickly from when we announced it on Thursday. However, we are already talking with the LVH, which is the Las Vegas hotel. We're already talking with them about expanding our rooms and everything over there, and I think that's already been done as far as I understand. So Raj, if you could address that in a little more detail, because I'm just giving the vague stuff that I know of. But as far as I know, that we are able to make more room, we'll probably be able to make more room and so on. So don't worry about it. If there are no tickets available, it'll say there are no tickets.
Yeah, probably is the keyword on it. Not definite, but probably is the keyword. Defined by what happens over the next couple weeks, for sure.
You know what's really cool? I just want to say this real quick.
A Jaguar's really cool is what's cool.
Yeah, yes it is. It's really cool to be back on a webinar with Roger and Hitesh. This is cool, guys. I mean, you guys, those of you who are in the beginning of DS when we first launched, you might not have known where this was really going to go and where it's heading right now. You might not have known that. And looking at what's happening right now, for those of you who were here in the very beginning, on those first calls where it was me, Roger, and Hitesh, we're back in force, and things are better than ever. Things are bigger than ever. Things are better than ever. And we're about to walk into this event, and that's going to kick off a whole new chapter in DS domination. And so I'm just excited for everyone that'll be there with us. So.
And a Camaro's cool.
Yeah.
And a sports bike is cool, I guess.
Giving them away.
Sports bike is cool.
Are we giving them away, or are we giving them a lease where if they do $1 million in sales?
No, you guys are we are actually giving the prizes away. This is not, if really? You do all of this stuff, then we will pay $200 towards your car. By the way, you need to pay your insurance, and you need to pay this, and you need to pay that, and we'll take it away from you as soon as you drop. It's nothing like that. These prizes, when you get them, as you can see on the screen, this is a Jaguar. When you get it, it's actually yours, okay? Completely paid for. It is not a lease towards it. It's actually completely paid. Same with the Chevy Camaro, same with the Yamaha R6 and the Brute Force 300 and the Eco Boomer, which is a very interesting thing. So you can kind of see how standings are on here as well right now. And I can tell you this, that anybody over here should not get too comfortable, because we have some people coming on board right now who are really gunning for the stuff. So keep up the awesome work for everybody who's on here. And obviously everyone on here is going to be very definitely honored, and it's not like they haven't made money. These people are already doing really well on the affiliate side. But everybody who comes, we'll also give you some unicorn meat along with the donuts.
We have some people asking for the phone number for the hotel registration. Can you show them the site again and show them where that is on there? It's right on the site. You can go to that, and you can link over to it.
DSDevent.com. This thing right here, DSDevent.com. Let me make it a little better looking so you guys can see it clearly. DSDevent.com. Okay, and now you can see it's DSD, then event.com. And just to really imprint it in your mind, now I'm going to move the event next to the DSD, observe, and the .com after it. And if you put it just like that in your browser bar's address bar, then you will get there. And you can see all the information on here, and here is the hotel, and you can click on here to make the hotel reservations at Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. Click here, you will click there, and you will be taken to